Hey there, golf lovers. Looking to step up your game? Let me tell you about Mollybox, the ultimate golf subscription box. Every month, Mollybox sends you a box packed with premium golf gear, accessories, and stylish apparel, all delivered right to your door. Imagine getting top-tier apparel and more, all handpicked just for you. With Mollybox, you'll stay ahead of the game and boost your performance. It's like having a personal caddy in a box. So why wait? Join the Mollybox family today. Head over to mollybox.com and use your limited time promo code ROGUE25, ROGUE, ROGUE 25 for 25% off your first box. That's mollybox.com.
Caroline, you should tell them about the newest thing that Bloody Happy Hour is doing.
A Patreon.
It's a Patreon. What is that?
That means you're basically like a VIP member, and there's 2 different levels that you can, subscribe to, and you get some perks. You maybe get like merch a little earlier. You get
exclusive merch.
You could get first dibs on signing up for a live show. You get episodes with no commercials.
You get our video because our video is no longer available on YouTube. It is only on Patreon. And the most important to me is you get videos of our live shows. So if you are far away and you couldn't make our last live show, it will be on the website. We're going to record this future live show. It's going to be on Patreon, but also bonus episodes each month. You guys tell us all the time you want more episodes. This is a way for you to get more episodes. So you're going to get our basic Tuesday, Thursdays that we always put out, right? But if you're on a Patreon, you're VIP, you're going to get more.
I can't wait to talk about in detail some more stories because I always have a lot of details I want to go to. I can law-splain. I might read a book.
They just unsubscribed. This is also going to be the exclusive place that Dirty Chat is going to go to. So if that is breaking some of your hearts, just go ahead and subscribe now. In order to hear the full content, it's going to be Patreon. Where do they go again?
Patreon.com/BloodyHappyHour.
Don't forget to
stay aware,
stay alive,
and always be DTF.
Hey y'all, I'm April.
And I'm Caroline.
And this
is your Bloody Happy Hour.
Caroline, are you ready for this?
This is your newest guilty pleasure.
It's the bloodiest part of your week.
Did we say something about it also being happy hour?
Show did.
Because we about to be sipping on some murder. Bloody Happy Hour.
Hey y'all, this is April.
And this is Caroline.
And this is your Bloody Happy Hour.
The bloodiest day of all.
Thursday edition. This is where we give you a full episode.
We give you all the tea that you ever wanted.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers.
Oh, that's so true.
Yes,
and past.
I'm sorry that I didn't do a killer dad. Maybe I'll follow up and do a delayed killer dad. We've done a lot of killer dads. But
well, they're
basically
family annihilators, the killer dads.
Yeah. We've done a lot of annihilators.
Yeah,
but maybe I'll find a good one for Father's Day.
Last weekend or one of the weekends recently, I had a friend who was like saying, give me a documentary to watch on Netflix.
Okay.
And she likes to watch murder documentaries.
Mm-hmm.
And I was scrolling, and I was like, have you watched the story for Chris Watts?
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called, American whatever.
Yeah.
And she had not watched it.
What? Who is she?
She is obviously a terrible person because she did not watch it. She's watched a lot. I think because maybe it's older, and so she just watched like the newest maybe in the past year or whatever. But so that is one that we have not done.
Oh no. So my book club did it, and read the book. The book is so good and detailed. But the truth is it kind of makes you not like Shanann.
No, I know.
It does.
Because the documentary does the same thing.
Yes. But you would hope they're just reporting the truth. But Shanann and those little girls did not deserve to be killed.
Yeah. So, and I felt bad because every time I watch it, I've watched it probably 3 times. And when I watched it this most recent time, I was like, I'm not trying to victim blame. It's obviously not her fault how she don't obviously deserve to be killed.
Women like that get cheated on a lot because you're controlling. So then the men control their penis and put it in somebody else.
Talking bad about her, but
I don't think we're the only ones though. Like,
okay, obviously. There we go. Not victim blaming at all. I'm just saying, she seemed to be like, you videoed literally everything.
Yeah,
you were really naggy,
inauthentic.
But that's who you married, and then.
But she was also making a good money by doing that.
She was the breadwinner,
yeah.
But I mean,
which is probably demasculating too for him. But
I was like, you just divorce, and you have to go figure out you have a job, but just get a divorce.
Oh, she was living her best life. She had everything she wanted, and she got her way. It was him that if he was going to go do the dirty, he should have just got a divorce.
Exactly,
and not.
Yeah, she was real annoying.
Down a container,
and but you don't need to kill your. Like, man, you just like
and the kids.
And it's weird because you I don't know. I get weird mixed emotions on that thing. I'm like, this is.
Yeah.
So anyway, can we talk about? Did you become an electrician recently?
I didn't become an electrician, but
are you doing electrical work on your house?
I think I have always been obsessed with lights, and if they're colorful and jumpy, I get even more excited. Yes, anything that can be lit up. So I ordered a bunch of plug-in, like, what are those called?
I don't know, but we need to get a sponsor. Any sponsors out there with the
lighting?
Govee lighting?
Well, I'm going to shout out to Chandler Electric because he did my recess lighting, but I couldn't do just basic, like, white light or yellow light recess light. It's very basic.
Like, I at my house have like those little stick-on little
strips,
yes, light strips that I put on the back of like a
shelf.
Yeah, I'm good with words.
Yeah.
And then I have those light up.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I have like all these lights. No, this bitch went the extra mile. She done installed this stuff in her legit home ceiling.
Like, you get recessed lighting and you can like dim it or whatever. But I was like, why do I want just basic white lights?
You're not a basic bitch.
No. So I was like, we need to order the bulbs where I can have them red, yellow, blue, green, purple, turquoise. I need them to flash when I play music. And I need them to I need it to be like a whole
party
fest.
scene.
Yes. So I'm going to have a rave soon.
Yeah, so April, she sends me these videos, and she's just living her best life in the club.
But I'm all by myself. It's like
that's like me at home. I dog sit still, and I go to I get access to a pool, and I'm just like, I'm living my best life out here in the pool by myself. I don't need nobody. I'm just gonna sit here.
This is sad. Usually my nephew is there with me, but
no, it's okay.
Yeah,
I have a dog maybe sometimes, but it's fine. So there's our life update.
But now I want them put on the outside. 'Cause you can have year-round Christmas lights outside. But they're not like bulbs. It's not like Gretchen Wilson Christmas lights all the time. It's like it's very professional, nice strip lighting.
Yes.
But you can put them any color at any time. So I'm thinking, when the Cowboys play, they're blue.
And white.
Or if it's Hispanic Heritage Month, green and white and red.
Or if it's LGBTQI plus month. Rainbow.
If it's 4th of July, red, white, and blue.
Halloween.
I live off the highway. I want people to actually like crash or swerve.
Yes. They'd be like,
oh
my gosh, there's a party over there. Let me go and, oh no, I just crashed. Exactly.
Message us if you love lights. Or is that just the Mexican in me?
No, because what would it, I mean, I didn't get them installed because mainly I just picked the stick-on ones. But I do love some lights.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited.
I love it.
I pick a color for every different day. Every day has to have a different color. All right. So
wait, where are we going today?
We are going to France.
Oh, we're going to visit French President Macron and
I don't know who that is.
Brigitte, his wife-ish.
So we're going to France, and we're going to the 1930s.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the Papin sisters? As in Mary Papin, but not really Papin.
A spoonful of sugar? Are we going back there?
Yeah.
Oh, my
These are the Papin sisters.
Okay.
I found this story on TikTok because I couldn't. Do you ever have writer's block?
Yes.
True crime block?
Mm-hmm.
I have a list of stories, and none of them inspire. I could not get inspired.
I do, especially when I'm in a trial and I can't.
Because you can't refocus on
Because you
something
can't
different.
go away. And
Yeah.
like, I don't want to miss a second. And then when I do, then I have to catch up on other news stories. So, yeah, I understand.
Well, I tried to do LaLaurie, and I just couldn't.
Couldn't
I
get
have to
into
be
it.
in the mood.
I understand.
I wasn't feeling very
Yep.
Creole-ish.
Yep.
So, TikTok brought me to this one. So, here we go, the Papin sisters. We're talking about two sisters. One is Christine. She's 27 years old, and we're in the 1933s.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other sister is Leia, like Princess Leia.
Okay.
And she is 21. So, we got a 27-year-old and a 21-year-old. Now, they both worked as, like, live-in maids or domestic servants.
Au pairs? No.
Huh? They what?
Au pair?
Au pair? What is that? Is that what Mary Papin is?
No, that's like a nanny. You're an au pair.
They were more like servants. Like, so they did all the cleaning, all the cooking, but they didn't really talk to anybody. Servants, but they got paid. So they were not slaves.
Okay, good. Okay.
And they didn't have to live outside in a...
So they're kind of like au pairs, or yeah.
Yeah.
Lola. I had Lola when I was little. You know, she went to her car and her hair she came back from her car, hair's all disheveled. Yeah, she done did a hanky-panky.
So they worked for the Lancelin family. And this was a very rich, almost like royal type, bougie family in the city of Lemans.
Oh, shit.
Lemans, but I guess you don't say the N and the S. Lemans.
Llama.
Their names were Renee Lancelin. He was a retired lawyer. Renee. His wife was Leonie.
Oh, my.
And the daughter, she's a grown daughter, like early 20s, was Genevieve or Genevieve.
Oh, my. Genevieve.
So, by all outside accounts, the family treated the sisters well. They were servants, but it wasn't like slave. They were treated well. They ate the same food as the family did. They even had like a third floor, kind of like loft attic room that was theirs. Had a balcony. It was heated.
I mean, you have free rent. Like, you don't have to pay bills.
Yeah, you get like
you
this
just
wage.
gotta clean shit.
Yes.
And cook shit and live your best life. I'm down. If anybody out there needs servants.
Caroline wants to be a servant.
I'd serve
in
you.
a red room with Christian Grey. You want to be tied down?
I wouldn't mind.
Okay. So they ate the same food. Like, they were paid the standard wages, so they weren't paid like below any other servants.
Yeah.
They were paid. They got money every week. Now, people envied the Lancelins because they were bougie and they had this big, nice mansion, but also because the Papin sisters were very good servants. Like, they were idolized.
They were
servants.
on top of their game.
They were the shit. If you're gonna have some servants, like, you got to clean a lady.
Like, they are notable servants. If you want any servants, you want the Papin sisters.
Yes, they were pretty legit. They had a good resume. Now, but their interactions with the Lancelins were strictly business. Like, they worked for them for about 7 years. But they never said a word to Mr. Lancelin or Lord Lancelin.
Sir
at
Lancelin.
all. Sir Lancelin. What are they saying?
I don't know.
French?
Sir Lancelot.
I'm saying.
Sounds like it was
Sir
like.
Mix-a-Lot, you mean?
I think Sir Lancelot maybe was from Shrek. I don't know.
Okay. So
Maybe he stuck the knife in the...
She's Madame.
In the rock?
She's Madame Leonie. And I just said Lord because I'm ready for Bridgerton tonight.
Yeah.
So
that's inspiration. Bridgerton.
It's strictly business. They didn't say not one word to Mr. Lancelot. But when Leonie, the wife, would talk, she would communicate by written notes most of the time. Like, it was very little communication going on, and they wouldn't even really talk to
Is this like Handmaid's Tale vibes?
No.
Okay, good.
Now, she would write the notes of, like, their duties that they would have to do, and then they would go out shopping, right? Because that's all they had to worry about is getting dresses made and just looking good. They're like socialites or something.
Yeah.
Now, Miss Madame Lancelin was very particular. She was very type A, and she liked a very, 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 very neat house, which is probably why she needed 2 servants versus just 1. She would even come home and put on a white glove and do the white glove test. And she would just like rub it over surfaces and look at it to make sure it was spick and span, like to make sure the furniture was dusted.
I kind of wish I was more like that.
I do too. But I want somebody else to pay to do it.
I want actually somebody else. I want to be like married to a person that is that way, and they can just
they'll
be that
do
way,
it.
and
Yeah,
they'll do it. And I'm like,
Now, they would work 14-hour days. No.
Okay, maybe I don't want to be served.
And they were off on Sundays for only a half of a day.
The Lord's Day?
The Lord's Day. They still had to work on the Sabbath. And on their half day off, they would go to church, and sometimes they would go in town. That's when they would take their money to their mom, because they would give all their wages to their mom who lived in town.
Oh, that's so...
Is it, though?
Oh, I don't
does sound
know.
sweet, because I was like, wow, I guess they don't need it. They don't have bills. All their food is free.
Are they going to murder the family?
So speaking of mom's name is Clements, and dad was Gustave.
Gustavo.
So now Clements, the mom, was known for being a dirt leg.
Oh, what's a
in
dirt
her
leg?
younger days, being a hoe for show.
A dirt leg is what it's called? I've never heard that.
I might have just always made it up. I think I've been saying
I feel like maybe she drug her leg, but no, she had... Why is it called
a dirty hoe, like just a dirt leg. I don't know. So specifically, she was known for screwing the boss that she was working for at the time. And Gustave just loved her and knew that she was screwing her boss. So, what do you do if you want to fix things that are wrong in a relationship?
You typically have a baby.
And you get married.
Yeah.
So he did both. She got pregnant, so he proposed, and now they get married, and he's like, surely she's going to stop screwing her boss.
For sure.
No.
Mm-mm.
And now she's pregnant with a girl named Amelia. So that is the first kid, Amelia. So I kind of went back to the beginning.
Yep. I'm with you.
So they're married. They have Amelia. Clements is still, Mama Papin is still doing her boss. And she would just like disappear for a little bit. She would go. I left home. Have you heard that song?
No, but
to be with my side piece.
I know that she probably had several bosses that she probably visited.
Well, she would go and be dirt leg with the boss.
The only appropriate dirt legs got multiple rich bosses.
Multiple.
And married men.
She's kind of like who did we just talk about? That great mom we talked about last time. Downs. She's kind of like Diane.
Oh, no. She was a hoe for show.
So she would just leave the family. She did not want a family. She did not want to be a mom. And Gustave kind of forced it all on her. So she would just disappear for a while, but she would always come back.
Yeah.
She probably brought some candy when she came back. Who knows?
Of course.
Now, Gustave...
She was in a very good mood when she came back, too.
Was kind of obsessed with catching her in the act. So he would try to like go around town and catch her cheating. I don't know what he was going to do when he caught her cheating, but he was obsessed with catching her cheating, but she was just that good.
He was trying to track her location.
Yeah, and there wasn't no 360 back then. So instead, he would just turn to alcohol and he would just get drunk at home.
Yeah. drunk or just smoke weed. Either one. That's what they do.
So, Clements got pregnant again, and through this whole thing, I'm like, who's the daddy?
Who's the dad? Exactly.
Who's the daddy? Ada Pappy. So Clements got pregnant again, and this baby she's like, oh no, we already got one at home. Can't be more than one kid at home. I'm going to send this baby. This is Christine now. So now Sister Christine is born. She lives with Aunt Isabel, who is in the She-Man Men Haters Club. From Little Rascal.
Little Rascals.
Yeah.
It's the He-Man Woman Haters Club.
Woman.
So she's on the Men Hater Club.
Yes.
So she's a lesbian.
She, obviously, but that is mental health and illegal back then, so probably not open. Like, it is.
Very frowned upon. Very, very frowned upon.
There's no Pride Month.
Way to go. Yeah, I was about to say, great story for Pride Month, April. I'm offended.
We're officially canceled.
We are canceled. If we haven't been canceled yet, I don't know. This is it, I guess.
So, Dad's just sitting at home getting drunk every day, wondering where Mama is.
Who's she screwing today?
First daughter's there. She's about 10 years old right now. Amelia's there. Christine's living with Lesbo Aunt that's not out of the closet yet.
She's Pride Monthing it up.
And then Clements gets pregnant again, and this is where Leia comes. Listen, you just keep having kids.
She's a fertile myrtle.
Yeah. Well, Clements, Mama Papin, she doesn't want to take care of them when they're kids, but she has an idea for when they get older. So she's like building her enterprise. I don't know. She's the family business. She's about to build the family business.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. She got goals. She has goals.
She has goals, but she don't want to raise them. She just want to wait until they're old enough to work.
She must be a good looking hoe.
Maybe she is. Well, her daughters were not, but maybe she was. So one day when Clements comes home and from her side piece, she finds out that Gustav had been sexually abusing daughter Amelia.
Oh, no.
Who's 10 years old.
This took a turn.
So when she was going to side piece, Gustav would find comfort in his 10-year-old daughter. Now,
Gustav.
Clements was such a great mom. She was pissed, and she kicked Gustav out. So
Good.
done. Divorce.
Finally.
Except for she was also pissed at Amelia.
It ain't her fault.
For seducing her daddy.
Amelia, how dare you,
How
girl?
dare you be
Amelia?
10 years old and seduce your daddy?
Come on, Amelia.
Gustav's excuse was, well, I didn't think she was my daughter because you screw around on me all the time. So I didn't really think it was incest. But back then, it's a big deal. It ain't even about incest. It is not. She's 10 years old. 10 years old, bro. You know?
I can't, Gustavo.
So she was so pissed at Amelia, she sent Amelia to a super religious nun orphanage.
She's going to get raped again. She's going to get raped again there. Come on now.
She got, and so she went and got Christina from Lesbo Aunt's house, and she joined her at the nun-phanage.
Yes.
So we got Amelia
so
and Christine
both together at the nun
orphanage. And
where they'll probably get beat.
Surprisingly enough, this is a better, Amelia has a better experience.
Nuns are mean.
As we see on TV.
My dad told me stories about nuns.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they can't do the dirty. There's so much sexual frustration.
Like, put a rope behind the car and be like, come on now. Whole thing.
Beat them with rulers.
Yes. Do not beat me with a ruler.
So.
Only a paddle.
Christine, they're both there. But Amelia somehow likes it. And I guess it's just better than her home life.
Well, she probably
because she's
happy
all
she's
in.
Not getting raped
and she becomes a nun.
Oh, look at her. She changed her life.
Yes, she wants to become a nun. So when she's old enough, she just joins the
nunship.
The nunship. Officially, she gets her little outfit, and she's officially a nun.
Her habit.
And Christine, yes, you're such a good Catholic.
I know.
Christine just wants to be with her sister, and she's like, "Sure, I'll do it. Let me join the nunhood." Now, Christine is of the age where her mama still gets to make decisions for her.
Okay.
So mom was like, no, this is not our family business. Our family business is for you to get old enough and work and go to somebody's house and be a servant and run me my money every week when you get paid.
Yeah, go work
Family
for the Lords.
business.
Go work for the Lords.
The other lords.
The other Lords. Where ain't Sister Act over here?
So she yanks Christine out of the orphanage and puts Christine with the family, and that's where she starts her live-in maid service, right? Mm-hmm. Leah is now grown up enough, and Leah has been trained to be a good cleaner too and a good cook. Leah was like they were both cooks and cleaners or whatever it is. And so Christine is like begging the family, can you please bring my sister? Just think if I have my sister here, all this stuff we can get done. So that's how they end up together at the Lancelins.
So she never became a nun.
She
Amelia
never became
could
a
not
nun.
become a nun
because
she had to go to the Lancelins.
Should have. She probably should have.
I mean, she was obviously easily talked into things and maybe easily manipulated or...
What she needed is her sisters. Like, as long as she was with one of her sisters, she would have been fine. So, Christine and Leah were very close. They were 6 years apart, but they were so very close that people wondered if they were in love.
Leah, remember who Leah is?
Is the youngest sister.
Okay. Are they from the same... They don't have the same dad?
Oh, we don't know.
Okay, we don't know.
I guess there was no DNA test. But
yeah.
But she was the third kid that was born with the mom and daddy. Whether it was the daddy's sperm that made her, we don't know. But if you look at their pictures, they look just alike. Mm-hmm. Okay. So they're there together at the Lancelin family. And people just thought it was really weird. They shared the one room, the one bed together. And they didn't even really talk a whole lot. They had a lot of nonverbal language. And people would say it's like weird how they knew each other's minds, like without communicating. People described it as like telepathically.
Well, that's basically how the new iPhone update is going to be. You can do all this shit with your eyes. So that's what they do. They communicate with their eyes.
That's what they did.
That is what they did.
They would even, on their spare time after they went to church, sometimes they would go and see a palm reader, a psychic.
Oh, yes.
And, which is weird that you leave church and you go to this witchcraft, but they did. And the psychic lady told them that she's getting a weird vibe from them and that she thinks that in a past life they were married as husband and wife. And they were so excited about this. And people think this is when their sister relationship got a little bit more X-rated.
This is scissoring.
They were scissors. Scissoring sisters.
They were the scissor sisters. Oh, hell no.
There is alleged rumor. You see, there's multiple articles, and some articles said that they were all the way scissoring, and that they were even walked in on one time by Madame. No. And other articles said she did not join.
Oh, do they have pineapples for their wallpaper?
Other articles said that they were just close, like you think twins would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like just that
how you
connected.
just kind of can, finish each other's sentences.
Yes.
You kind of, know each other's stuff. But no, they had a deep connection.
It was a little deeper.
They had a real deep connection.
Now, it's February 2nd, 1933, and they have been with this family for 7 years, okay? Uh-huh. Now, Madame Leonie? I don't know. Leonie, yeah. And Genevieve, the daughter.
Mm-hmm. Genevieve? Wait, where's Genevieve? Oh.
The daughter of Renee and so Genevieve. They were going shopping. They had a full day. They were going to shop all day. And they had like a party at a brother-in-law's house that they were going to meet Daddy, Sir Lancelin at, okay, later that evening. While sisters had to be home and they had to iron, they had to do all their duties, they had to do all these things, okay?
Yeah.
Well, when sisters plugged in the iron to do their iron for their clothes that night, the iron blew a fuse, electrical fuse, and all the electricity went out.
Uh-oh.
But it was late, and they probably had already worked 13 and a half hours, and they didn't want to have to go down to the electrical store and get the iron fixed and have everything fixed. They were just like, well, they're going to be back late in the dark anyways. I'll just do it tomorrow. I'm tired.
No, ma'am.
So they went upstairs.
You're fired.
Well, they just knew they weren't going to come back. Like the family wasn't going to come back until way later, and they wouldn't even really know. Well, they came back. Madame and Genevieve came back a little early because they forgot something. Some say that Leonie started her menstrual cycle and that she had to come and make some changes in her wardrobe.
No.
Okay?
No blood out.
When they walked in,
They were scissoring.
there was no power. And OCD, Madam.
I know. She got the white glove out. White glove, Madam Leonie.
It's like, why isn't the ironing done? And why is the electricity not working? We needed this for this party. And she slaps the shit out of Christine.
Lemonade. Yes. I'm calling her Lemonade now. Because
Miss Lemonade slaps Christine. Well, Christine
slapped her back. Kicked her. Karate chopped her. What'd she do?
Grabs, puts her fingers in her eyeballs.
She got real pissed.
And gouges out her eyes.
She flipped. It's called snapped.
She snapped.
She hated this bitch. She hated her.
When she got on the ground, she was out on the ground, pulling her eyeballs out of the eye socket. Like, she's still alive.
Yeah, she's just blind. She blind.
She grabs a, what did they call it? A kitchen pewter, which is like a big tin, like metal. Oh, you got to like,
something
it's
that
right
you
here. I got it.
Mash the potatoes with?
No, it is like a big iron metal, whatever it is, pot that they pour tea out of.
Oh, shit.
And she beats her in the head with it. Well, daughter Genevieve comes down, so sister Leia is on Genevieve, and she gouges Genevieve's eyes out and then gets the kitchen pewter and beats her in the head with the kitchen pewter. So now they're dead, probably, somewhat, pretty close. Well, they go to the kitchen. One grabs a knife and one grabs a hammer. And they start beating the faces in of both of them.
Oh, they hated them. Hated.
Obviously. So one is beating the face in. The other one is just stabbing and slicing them up, like just all over their body.
They just had a great relationship this whole time.
And then they switch.
And they did
weapons.
Yeah. I mean, you got to experience
you got to give
weaponry.
So other sister gets the hammer and they switch to the knife. So then they do the same thing. So I guess they want it to be equal murders. Like if let me beat her a little bit.
Let me try hammer.
Stab her a little bit.
Let me try with the what's it called?
Knife.
What's the pot thing called?
The pewter.
Pewter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try a little bit with pewter. I'm gonna try a little bit with the hammer. Maybe I'll go grab a knife. I'll find me a golf club. Like, what you got?
I feel like they were using all the tools that they would use in their daily lives.
They're like, let me get a white glove, put on your head, bitch.
So then sources say that their vaginal areas were mutilated.
Did they stuff the pewter
and
in
their
there?
buttocks was sliced up. They cut up the back of their legs and cut through their whole, like, gutted them from the butt. I don't know how you would even.
Gut from the butt.
I don't know how to even describe
from the taint.
that. Slash them up the legs and up the buttocks.
All the way to the taint.
Yeah.
I
mangled their genitals.
I have a hard time, like, cutting up, like a regular chicken or something. Like, I could imagine, like, actually cutting somebody. I guess if you're full of rage and hate, it's different.
Which they have to be full of something.
Man, they went ham on them.
Oh, I'm not done.
Okay, go.
Well, Genevieve was on her menstrual cycle. So they... This is not funny. I'm glad this is so long ago. I think all their siblings or all their people are dead.
Macron's going to come after you for his President Macron and Brigitte.
They grabbed Genevieve's menstrual blood and rubbed it all over her mother's body. And the police later say it's as if they were basting the body to get ready to cook. Like basting.
Did they cook them? They were marinating them.
They were marinating them. So I'm picturing that little like brush that you rub like marinade like on
that
your
little
meat.
Suction cup.
The
thing.
little yes. Oh, okay.
So they like went up in her and got her blood.
I don't know how. I don't know. I don't know how they did it. Maybe they did get the little suction thing.
They probably did, and they squirted it.
Why do we even want to know?
They did have access to all the kitchen utensils.
They did, and they wanted to use
and
all
they
the kitchen
have
utensils.
Actually, probably done that with like turkeys,
Each other.
and each other after they scissored. So
then they weren't done. They wanted to pose them.
yeah, as one would.
So they made sure
Like,
all
did
the
they do it like
undergarments
Maria
were
from
off.
the Meadow, or were they were they too fat?
All they did was get their skirts and lift them up over their head, put their bodies face down on the ground. And then
They
were
always
like,
do face down when
Yeah.
it's personal.
yeah,
So
it's almost a
weird.
sign of guilt. 'Cause
Yeah.
you don't want to
Yes.
look at, but you already bashed in the face.
I
not
know,
like the
but
eyes,
it
and
makes
the eyes are
it's
gone.
like your face is like a mush pile. Why even turn it down? Yeah, so they flipped them upside down. Okay,
Yeah, and
flip
then they
their
were
skirts up.
done.
That's it.
Flipped their skirts up, and
They're
then
like,
they're done.
"We're
So
tired."
they locked all the doors.
Yep, you might as well just.
They knew that like
Yeah, they done.
Sir Lancelot's coming soon.
Yep.
Lancelin, whatever his name is, Sir Mix-a-Lot's coming soon.
Sir Mix-a-Lot is on the way.
And
Lady Lemonade, she did.
so they went upstairs and they lit a candle. And
They said a couple Hail Marys. Our fathers.
hopefully,
Did they say the rosary?
they got naked.
Oh, they scissored.
They got naked.
They
So-
did.
Sir Mix-a-Lot, Sir Lancelin, is at the party, like waiting on them, and they never show up. So he gets worried, and he grabs a friend, and he's like, come to my house with me. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, where's my friend?
Genevieve and Leonie should be here, and they're not here.
Yeah.
And so when he pulls up, every light in the house is off, not on.
Well, because they did
It's
not fix
off,
electricity yet.
except for one little flicker of light up on the third floor where the maids' room are.
Had their candle lit and they were scissoring.
Romantic. Yeah, maybe one last romantic night.
Mm-hmm.
So they couldn't get in, like, because they locked the door, and for some reason his key wasn't even working. So they tried, and they couldn't get
stuck
in.
that
Something.
pewter thing in there.
Stuck the pewter in
They
the
stuck
lock.
the pewter in the hole.
Now they went to the police department. Maybe there's not phones back then, so I think
You
they
never
went
know.
to the
You
police
probably had to
station.
send a pigeon or something. I don't know.
And they came back with the police, and they were like, I think our house is robbed. Something's wrong. Please go in with me. So the police go in very discreetly and quietly, and there's 3 floors. So on floor 1, there's not anything. So they walk up the stairs to floor 2, which is where the bodies are. And when they get to the top of the stairs, they see something white and round at the top of the stairs. And as they get closer, it looks like there's somebody looking back at them.
Oh.
It was an eyeball, unattached to anybody. So it's like they put an eyeball
vein.
an eyeball and the socket. I don't know.
The eyeball with the veins and
Coming out,
attached
yeah.
to it, like you can.
Hang
like
it.
hang-
Yes.
Yeah, I'm all about seeing the gory stuff.
Oh, so then they see the bodies, and they see teeth, bone fragments, blood everywhere. When they see Leonie, Madame Leonie, her skull was completely smashed in, and her eyeballs were tucked into her scarf, looking back at them.
Oh, appropriate, darling.
Yes, the scarf that she had on.
Yeah. I mean, I would have done that. I would have put them in the scarf.
I mean, you got to stage it.
If you're going to do it that bad.
Stage the crime.
Stage it. And that, I feel like they did a good job of staging. They're like, listen, we're going to go all in.
Yeah.
And we're going to make this the best crime ever.
Renee, Sir Lancelin, was like, oh my goodness, my maids, they're here.
No.
I hope they're okay.
I know the maids are probably dead too with their eyeballs in the back of the head.
Yes, they were thinking, surely they're dead, because at this time you couldn't think of women doing horrible
not this
crime
vicious and violent.
There's only been like one, and it was like 50 years ago.
Yeah.
So they're like, where's the maids? Well, it's on the 3rd floor. So they go to the 3rd floor and they try the door and it's locked. They can't get in. So they're banging and banging. So they finally get in. And when they walk in, the sisters are in bed. One source says they are naked and they are cuddling. Another source says they're cuddling, but they're in their robes that they would put on nightly, which you're naked under your robe. So either on some dirty action just happens.
Mm-hmm.
They had their candle lit by their bed, and the hammer that they used was bloody right by the bed, and it still had brain matter.
Of course it
all
did.
over it.
Yeah. They were like, we did this,
So
and
they're like,
we're bragging about
yeah,
it.
and
sorry.
exactly what they did. They immediately said, yeah, I did it. It was either them or us. And she slapped me. I was not going to let her slap me or my sister, so we did it.
So I got the pewter and I went to work.
Take me to jail. They confessed immediately, and they confessed very matter-of-factly. No remorse. Like, why are you questioning me? Like, this is what happened.
Yeah, they did not care.
Taken into
0%.
custody. And Christine basically said, I'd rather have their skin than them having mine or my sister's skin. So Christine said I was taken up for me and my sister because she's told the story about her slapping me and all the stuff. Now, there had to be a funeral, which obviously was closed caskets.
Oh, it's a closed casket.
The funeral was like...
You put the eyeballs in the casket? What do you do with the eyeballs?
It depends on their religion.
I would... Wait, what? You can maybe not put your eyeballs in there if you're a different religion?
Well, if some religion, remember we did I think it's the Buddhists, that like they think you should be buried with every piece of your body, because when you go to their heaven, you are in heaven like you die.
Oh.
So remember our...
so if you die smashed up like that, then that's how you walk around in heaven?
Or if your hands are chopped off, because we did an episode where they... Miyosaki
yes.
chopped off the little girl's hands and feet, I think. They pleaded for the killer to return her hands so that they can bury him with her so that she can eat in heaven.
Oh.
And I was like, what kind of God do you have that will really allow that not to happen?
I'm going to need you to believe in something else. Come on now.
Yeah, Buddha. It's not quite right at all. So, anyways, they had horse-drawn carriages carrying the casket. The mom had a black horse with a black casket, and then the daughter had a white horse with a white casket. And they would, like, the funerals happen, like, everybody goes down the road, and people, like, follow them, and there were thousands and thousands of people. Big to-do. By, Christine, so they were both in custody, and they were separated, and they have never been without each other. Christine has never been without a sister. She continues to have multiple explosive episodes. I think now we would call this intermittent explosive disorder.
ITD?
She would roll on the floor, screaming for Leia. And she even attempted to gouge out her own eyes. But before she did, they put her in a straitjacket.
Okay, good.
So she was going plumb crazy.
Yeah.
When she was going crazy, she says, this is how I felt when I killed them. Like, I would just saw red, basically. Like, I just exploded.
Oh, no.
So she gets a lawyer, court appointed, and they are doing temporary insanity.
Yeah.
Right? Sounds like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's September 1933. The trial was humongous. Courtroom was filled. People were standing outside trying to get in. On the stand, Christine changed her story and said that she did it all by herself, that Leah did not help at all. She just watched.
She's trying to protect her.
Yes,
Aw,
good
what
big
a good
sister.
Mm.
But whatever her name is, Leah got up there and she was like, nope, I did my part. Like, I did what my sister did.
Oh, she was like, no, don't protect me, sister.
Don't protect me.
I need to confess, and that way I can get it off my chest.
Yeah. So, the defense talked about their mental health state, about the family history of mental health. They had uncles, they had cousins, they were all institutionalized.
Their mom was a dirt leg.
They described, they talked about dad being abusive, alcoholic, sexually abusive. They brought all that stuff in that they would bring into this day. And they described things like psychosis and multiple personality and intermittent explosive disorder. It wasn't called that back then. But they also brought up a term called folie à deux, Deaux, French, which means folie
Folie à deux.
Folie à deux.
There we go.
Did you used to live in France?
I think I'm French.
Madness in pairs. That basically it's shared madness disorder. So when two people that are really, 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 really close and connected like they were, when one goes crazy, the other one mirrors it. Kind of like the Hillside Stranglers.
Oh.
And that there's usually one dominant one.
But I think some people do have that personality just in general with like friends and stuff. Like they can start you start hanging out with the group of people and then you start to like look like them or act like them and talk like them and that kind of stuff. I am a major person.
You would have
I mirror
folie à deux.
I do. I mirror like last week I saw that you had that rubber band on your thing and my other friend has them and now I have them. Because I'm like, I need that, and I want to be like my friends. I have folie à deux.
Even if you don't like it, you might not even like how it does your hair.
I might not. I don't care. I still want to buy it because my cool friends have it.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did tell me about a couple pairs of sunglasses that you ordered because
other people were wearing them. Yeah, and clothes. Yeah, I know. I'm guilty of it, and I admit it now.
I know. At least you
copy
admit it.
people. For sure, 100%. So I do relate to the folie de tutoir.
Well, I'll testify at your trial if you ever go too far and do the same things.
Please.
But I thought about like, could the Menendez brothers like had something like this?
Oh.
I was looking at like people these days, and it was like the Hillside Stranglers. So it's a thing, and it was founded way back then, and it was acceptable in court. And so people agreed that, Christine was probably the leader. Whatever. Leah probably just followed. And so Leah was actually kind of more of like an accessory, but Christine was the mastermind.
Yeah, Leah's like, yeah, we're doing this. I'm going in with you. I don't like him either.
So
you're right.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yes, I love and trust you that much that I'll do whatever you think is right. So the prosecution came back out and they were like, no, bitches were jealous. They're evil. The Lancelins were rich. They have and have nots, basically. Like you're jealous because you had not and they had. So jury deliberated for 40 minutes.
Oh,
French time.
They didn't even have lunch.
They did not eat lunch. And Christine got sentenced to death by the guillotine.
That's when you stick your arms and your head through the little hole, and then it's like
they
chops.
Drop it. Yes,
that's
and
brutal.
The square in front of ever. They invited the whole town,
and like people just go to watch it.
You know, we would have been there.
Absolutely front row. I'm like, I want your
Where's
blood.
The popcorn?
I want your blood to squirt on me. Not really, but
not really.
But just dramatic. So yeah,
I would watch. I think But then, did they stop it because people were screwed up because they watched it?
And I would be like in a scary movie where I'm here for this scary movie, and then I'm the most weeniest person in the theater. I'm all talk. I have no game. I'm all talk. Y'all think y'all don't even know.
So she was sentenced to death, but then they ended up, one of the French presidents at the time, not the one you're talking about now,
and Brigitte,
actually kind of kept up with Christine because she was having multiple mental breakdowns. She would gouge out her eyes. She even stopped eating. So he commuted her sentence to life without parole and hard labor. Sentenced to hard labor. Life of hard labor.
She's used to it.
And she eventually died in 1939, so she was only in jail for a couple years because she stopped eating. And she died by basically starving herself to death. There's a word for it.
She clearly had mental.
Yes, she needed
you
some
can't
medicine.
just starve yourself.
No, I don't care how that prison food tastes.
You get hungry, you eat paper.
So Lea was sentenced to 10 years of hard labor, but she only served 8 years and got out early on good behavior. So
they literally the same thing. Like they had the same crime.
The same
but
thing,
only because
they thought Christina was
the mastermind.
And she was the oldest. I know.
I would think they would kind of get the same sentence, but I feel like I don't like a white glove lady anyway. And I feel like they were the evil stepmom and the evil stepdaughters.
Now, it came out because they asked, like, were they abusive? And they're like, no, it was just strictly business. She had pinched Lea a couple times. So White Glove Madam, pinched Lea a couple times because there was some piece of paper left on the floor that did not get picked up. And she came home and she saw it and she pinched, but she brought blood to Lea. And so Lea was like, if she touches me again, I'm going to defend myself. So Christine was saying when she slapped her, they were like, defending themselves. Yeah. Pinching.
Listen.
That hurts like hell.
It hurts like hell. And listen.
It'll bring you to tears.
And especially when you twist. Don't pinch and twist.
Pinch and twist.
Because on St. Patrick's Day, I'll be going around telling people I'm pinch and twist you. But I don't do it. I just say it.
That will get you knocked
But
out.
it's the little petty stuff like that really, I think, gets to people.
Yes.
Because it's like, you're going to pinch me because of a piece of fucking paper?
And this house is immaculate. And you can't even talk to me. You're going to write notes to me because I'm that much beneath you.
But
other sources say they had a good relation. Like,
they could have had
was a better mom to them than their real mom because Leonie found out that they were sending their money to the mom.
Mama Dirt Leg.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anybody could be a better mom than that. But they said that Leonie actually wrote a letter to Dirt Leg Mama and was like, you will no longer get a penny from them. They work too hard for that money, and they're not sending you anything.
Okay, now I feel
I know. So it's like, which one is it?
Maybe that was just she was so type A, and she maybe had like a little Asperger's, and she didn't know how to be emotionally.
I think she just treated them like the help, and they were fine with it till you put your hands on me.
Yeah, like don't pinch and twist me now. And make me bleed. No.
Nope.
I'd rather you punch me in the stomach than pinch me.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. Kick me in the shin. Don't pinch me.
So she got out on good behavior and she moved in with her mom.
Oh, hell.
Lea, Princess Lea. Moved in with her mom.
With the dirt
and
leg.
She changed her name to Marie. And she got hired as a maid again. This is 8 years later, so it's
solves a problem like Marie.
She was a good cook and cleaner. She died. Guess when she died?
Last year.
2001.
Literally like last year, basically.
It seems like it.
This is almost 100 years ago. If it was 1930.
1933.
It's 20.
And she was 21 in 1933.
I don't know math, but
That's a lot.
2001 minus...
I think she was born in 1911.
She died in 2001 or 2011?
2001.
Minus 1911. 90.
Yes. She lived a long life. She was spotted one time where people, like somebody finally, it was like a journalist was like, bitch, I know who you are. You're not Marie. You're Leah. Mm-hmm. So they interviewed her like in a news article. And she basically said, I just live a minimal life. I work here.
I do my work.
Yeah, I come home. I pray to my sister. She comes to me at night and she smiles like she used to.
Scissor in my dreams.
I used to pray for my mom until she died. And I just stopped praying altogether. And I'll see my sister every once in a while. Like, it's just really, really weird. Like, you're not okay, Leah. I'm glad you didn't kill anybody else, but y'all were not okay.
I feel like she's not a murderer, but then when she murdered, then she was like, changed her life, obviously. If you murder somebody, that changes your life.
But you had to have been psycho before to be... I'm sorry, sister, you're going to gouge her eyes out, but I'm not going to join you.
That is wild.
So that is it. There is a movie called Murderous Maids. It's a French movie though.
Oh, we got
inspired
subtitles
by them.
Oh, what a good
Papin
story!
sisters.
I need to follow that
Never
TikTok account so I can get more because that was such a good story.
Yeah,
I loved it.
It was a quick one. Like,
and we went to France.
Have we ever been to France?
No.
Okay. Well, we just visited a new place.
I know.
I didn't butcher their names that much either. Look, it was
Sometimes we have to make up our own names so we can say it easier.
Yeah, like Sir Mix-a-Lot.
It's
fine.
It's fine.
So this TikTok video was like 4 true crime stories that will
blow your mind.
Yes, and so it was the Farmville murders, which I did, and then it was the the Farmville murders with those little teenage kids that snuck into the basement and stabbed the girls. We did it. There was a movie after that. Then there was the Scream murders. Maybe it was the same thing. But all the stories we did, and then it was like the Papin sisters, and I was like, oh, I don't even know about it, but I'm gonna do it.
You know who else we haven't done is the Pigton, the guy with the pigs, and he just died in prison.
Did he really?
Or either yes, I did see that. So I was like, we're gonna have to do that one.
Do it. I got a little short story.
I actually almost did it like a while ago, but I didn't. So never mind.
Okay. Well, there you go. We will see y'all next week for a whole new episode. I think we're gonna have some guests.
Yeah, we're gonna have some guests next week. But we better get our questions ready.
I forgot their names, but you will hear them. There are other podcasters, and I think they have not a really true crime podcast.
It's called Silent Witness.
Silent Witness podcast.
Silent Witness podcast. They will be on with us next week.
All right.
And
we'll put them through our questions.
I feel like they don't. Hopefully they've listened before, because otherwise they better get ready.
Or they're going to file a grievance.
Or they go.
We will see y'all next time. Don't forget to
stay aware,
stay alive,
and always be DTF.
Bye, y'all.
Goodbye.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.
Hey there, golf lovers. Looking to step up your game? Let me tell you about Mollybox, the ultimate golf subscription box. Every month, Mollybox sends you a box packed with premium golf gear, accessories, and stylish apparel, all delivered right to your door. Imagine getting top-tier apparel and more, all handpicked just for you. With Mollybox, you'll stay ahead of the game and boost your performance. It's like having a personal caddy in a box. So why wait? Join the Mollybox family today. Head over to mollybox.com and use your limited time promo code Rogue25, Rogue, ROGUE 25 for 25% off your first box. That's mollybox.com.